health tech innovator. Penny has over 27 years of experience, having worked her way up from accountant assistant to becoming a leader in the tech space at Datasonic Group. In 2023, she co-founded Ascension's Innovation Sdn Bhd, a startup delivering digital health tech solutions. Her talk, Lessons from the Boardroom to the Startup World, will offer rare and practical insights into transitioning from the corporate world to the entrepreneurship. Let us welcome Penny to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Fantastic!
Fantastic, great. Okay, so I don't need to introduce myself since you already know from the lengthy introduction, right? So what I'm going to do today is just to share with you my experience and see how it can help you. You can just take whatever that works for you and then, of course, use it your own way. Yeah? Three main topics. I'm going to cover my journey in the real world and the key lessons out of it. I'm going to talk about what is entrepreneurship and what makes you successful. So, what exactly is this real world that I'm talking about? Let's take a look. Whether you're a student or already a graduate, look at the life that you go through. You have everything in order. Tutorial, trial and test. You have teachers, lecturers to guide you. You learn things step by step. You experiment. You fail, don't matter because you're still in a safe environment. When you move on to the real world, guess what? More tests will come your way. No multiple choices. Now, the real world. Either you enter the workforce or you start a business. It all depends on how ready you are. Okay? If you enter the workforce, all you do is reports. Keep repeating doing the same thing. If you already have an idea, then what you're going to face is, you're ready to face the world, you can go and start your own business, but you'll be facing instability. Okay? You need to learn how to pivot, and you need to hope for the best. So, wondering which real world suits you better? Let's play a game of Would You Rather. Okay. Familiar, right? Anybody don't know what these logos are?
Me!
Really? Okay. If you do not know, you better start Googling now. Okay, now, on your left is a ChatGPT logo, and on your right is a DeepSeek logo. Okay? Two things that I'm sure most of you are very familiar with right now. So, do you use ChatGPT or do you prefer DeepSeek for your research work? So, this game, how it works is your left and your right, right? You have two hands and you have 5 fingers. So, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You just count yourself whether you have a higher points on your left or on your right. Okay? Shall we start? This is not counted, huh? This is just a trial. Okay. Would you rather be stuck at office or enjoying a vacation on your off days? Finger counting, not raise your hand. Okay? Finger counting. So this is your left, this is your right. Just follow your head. Would you rather have a structured job with clear processes and expectations? Or unstructured job where every day feels like a surprise episode of The Survivor? Anybody knows the Survivor game?
Yes.
Would you rather have the chance for career advancement or promotion, but at the cost of sacrificing your personal time? Or have the opportunity to build something from scratch with the possibility of retiring or going broke? Yes, you may go broke within 3 to 5 years' time.
Right.
Would you rather work for an inspiring leader who sometimes inspires fear or inspires respect? Or be your own boss and trade peace of mind for sleepless nights? Many sleepless nights. Why? Would you rather have a guaranteed paycheck every month but work on someone else's dream? Or take the risk of inconsistent income but build your own dream? So which real world suits you better? Do you have the answer?
Yes.
I tell you, one moment you may think that you're ready, one moment you may not be ready. It all depends on your mindset. So there's no right or wrong, okay? But whatever you choose, just take a moment to ask yourself why. That's where the real learning begins. Okay, let me introduce you to this Simon Sinek. He's an English-born American author who said, always start with why. Start from the middle, the yellow color, why. Why do you do what you do? What is your purpose? Because these are your beliefs that will shape your future. Next, only you think about what do you want to do, how you're going to do it, the process, yeah? And then, what do you do? What kind of results you want to see out of it? Follow so far? Now, how do you find your why? Let me introduce you to this tool called Ikigai. That's how you pronounce it. It's a Japanese concept meaning your sense of purpose. This will help you to answer the question like, how are you going to prioritize your time and energy to stay balanced and fulfilled? And then, when you ask yourself these questions, you look at these 4 areas. Okay, 4 areas. What do you love? Which means your passions. What are you good at? Your strengths. What the world needs. What can you contribute to society? And what you can be rewarded for. Opportunities for doing what you like. Yeah? So here's my Ikigai, my meaning in life. It all started with my pregnancy. 9 years ago, when I got pregnant, due to my age, I was advised to follow up at KKM. At KKM, when you make an appointment, you have to arrive as early as 8 a.m. and sit there for don't know how many hours to wait for your turn. What is common sight is the long queue. What is also common is you'll be given a red book. And then you will have a stack of documents that will be inserted into the red book. So if you go for your appointment and you forget to bring your red book, haha, that's it. But no, of course they have another record at that. But everything is all manual, okay? Same when Aiden was born, my son, he will have the blue book. And there was one time I remember that, my husband and I went to the hospital, but we forgot to bring the blue book. And we had to rush back just to bring the blue book. So, as I was sitting together discussing with my husband, how nice if we can have all this at our fingertips and app in my phone. Because anywhere I go, I'll bring my phone instead of carrying the booklet around. So that's how this idea came about 9 years ago. So what else do you need to succeed in the real world? Number 1, you need resilience, which simply means you need to learn how to handle setbacks and remain determined in tough situations. We learned about grit and perseverance from Morgana earlier, right? So you also need to be resilient because it will give you the ability to find inner strength to bounce back from a setback. You need to learn from mistakes that you made, but don't make the same mistakes again, okay? Next is adaptability, adjusting quickly to changes in roles, in the environment, or market conditions. Thirdly, coachability. You must have the humility to learn from others, okay? And then openness to receive feedback, and then apply what you've learned. My coach always say, learn from people who have done it because it will make your life easier. They have done it, they have the experience. Why this matters? Obviously, it's because change is the only constant in your life. It impacts your life, it impacts businesses. 4 areas: people change, as we know earlier, we have different preferences, right? We have different thinking values. Markets change. The supply and demand changes according to needs. Like, who knows that suddenly the demand for gloves shot up because of COVID, right? Then we have ChatGPT, AI all coming to ruin our lives, Things that were once an expertise of a writer now can be written by a computer. Imagine that. Regulations, oh my. How many have not heard the issues about tariffs lately? Or if you are in the corporate world, e-invoicing is your main issue now, right? So another issue is 85 of the jobs in 2030 have not been created yet. Meaning the job that you think are all stable now may be replaced. So you need to do something about it. You need to upskill, you need to learn new skills, you need to change your mindset. Now, moving on. My journey in the real world and what I've learned, not to scare you or to show off whatsoever, but just to share with you some of my experiences. I would like to see my life as 3-phase journey. Number 1, it's where I work as a junior accounts, up to executive, up to finance manager. Everything is all structured: data entry, spreadsheets, analytical reviews. Number 2 is where I work for a public listed co, where everything is also structured, but because I was in a higher position, it requires more thinking and people report to me, so the working style is different. Both phase 1 and phase 2 are my corporate life, and phase 3 is where I actually entered into my entrepreneurial journey, tech startup offering digital health tech solutions. Okay, phase 1. When you get a job offer, what you have learned from college or university are all theory. What you need to do is to put on more practice. And it is from practice that you make more mistakes and learn and grow from that. So, on-the-job training is important. You need to learn how to fit and blend in. And remember to learn from your teachers and be willing to learn. Yeah. Phase 2. The higher you climb the corporate ladder, the more headaches you have. You have great power, comes great responsibility, right? Because if your team fails, you fail. So you must set a good example and make sure that you know where you're heading so that your team can rely on you. Your co-workers are the reason why you love or hate your job. So mix around people that actually makes your life more interesting. Yeah. Because of the way I am, I was very the way I work, right? I had no work-life balance. I started to neglect my family. I became a workaholic and I couldn't say no. I hated workplace politics because when the higher you climb, the more people will try to put you down. That's a fact. Okay, but you need to also learn how to manage that. So what you need to learn is try to make your life more interesting, learn to say no, and then protect your energy. One thing that I'm still learning is trying to let go of perfection. So during MCO, what happened? I found joy in working from home. The MCO wasn't all bad for me because I got to reflect on my life. From being busy, neglecting family, I started to realize that, hey, I could actually worry less. I still can deliver my work from home. And at the same time, because I don't have to spend time traveling, I could actually spend time doing more creative work, like baking, cooking, something different. So the irony of it is, post-COVID, I chose to quit and become a stay-at-home mom. But it was short-lived because not long my husband decided to set up his own company and asked me to help him. So that's why I became the co-founder. What I learned from my experience so far in this company is pitching, whether it's for sales or funding, is very tedious because it involves a lot of documents, DUD exercises, blah, blah, blah. But because of my past experience, I could handle all this. I know what to do, I know what document to prepare. Lessons also, I had to keep learning. I have to keep on trying. You know, when we applied for the equity crowdfunding, it took us more than a year. We almost gave up already and said, never mind lah, maybe it's not that easy. Because from day one, we decided how much equity we will be willing to let go in exchange for the funds that we are willing to take on, to move on, yeah? But what we learned also is that by storytelling, by being genuine, by sharing our dreams, we managed to find investors who are willing to support, go through with us. So at the end of the day, is people listen to stories. People will only invest in you if you are genuine. You share what you do, not what kind of beautiful reports that you prepare. Okay? So, how many of you watched this Moana 2 before? Interesting, right? Any of you fall asleep while watching this cartoon? I tell you, when I watched this movie, it was timely because at that time was when I actually wanted to give up. But after watching it, it's like another motivation for me. So. Okay, you see? When she discovered that she was a wayfinder, she accepted it, okay? And then she trusted the journey, although she doesn't know where she's heading exactly. So that's how you need to be, okay? Going forward, whatever throws you, whether you're going to end up in a corporate life or whether you're going to start your business, just accept it and move on from there. Next, she learned to set sail. She sought help from the skilled artisan Lotto, historian Moni, and the grumpy elder Kiki. We have this kind of characters in our life, right? Not everybody is as energetic as you. Some people, they have different thinking and all. That's what we learned from Dr. Aina earlier. Yeah. So whatever it is, learn to set sail through storms, not just calm waters. And then, what? She faced numerous challenges along the way. She faced pirates, monsters. She fought and with deities and all. So, but did she do it alone? No, she did it together with people who supported her. So you don't have to go alone. You need to find your own strength and find your own superpower. Yeah? So, what is entrepreneurship? When life gives you lemon, make a lemonade out of it. That is what it is. Yeah? This is how business have evolved. Some people would prefer to just buy and sell or trade. We call it the first business, which is just buying and selling lemons. You buy at 2 ringgit, you sell at 4 ringgit, you make a small profit out of it. Or if you want to be called an entrepreneur, make sure you do something more on the lemon. You make a lemonade or a pie and then you sell it. So you are creative, you are innovative. Yeah? You can sell a little higher. Next step forward. You are so expert in making your lemonade and your pie. You can teach other people. That's where I plan to hit next. Yeah? So, unfortunately, the harsh reality of entrepreneurship is this. Statistics show that 40% want to start a business, 40%, but only 4% do actually go start their own business. And out of this, 4% that actually do, 90% will fail. Wow. Now, just remember this, startups don't fail because of bad ideas, not because they have very bad ideas, but because they implemented poor strategies or they manage their resources badly. So why do startups shut down? Most of it is because no need for product, they run out of money, they had pricing problems, or they had ineffective marketing strategies. Yeah. So to beat the odds, what you need to do is build solutions that solve real problems, validate your market demand, whether your product will actually sell, test it out, and then lead with purpose, align your strategy and action for impact. Follow so far?
Yes.
Okay, moving on. 4 things that you need to manage. Number 1, people. People are your greatest asset. Don't ever underestimate them. From your college days, the friends that you make, you know, when you started working, your colleagues that you know, all these are important people, okay? Your network is your net worth. Build your network early. Connect with mentors, connect with your peers, connect with industry experts. Number 2, manage your finance. Track every cent. You need to know how much you have spent, how much people owe you, okay? Learn to read financial statements. Basic one, if you don't have to know the details, but if you can at least know the basic one. And thirdly, manage your time. Focus on what actually moves the needle. This means what is more important, spend more time on it first, yeah? And lastly, manage your energy, because burnout actually kills dreams. You need to pace yourself. If you need to rest, take a rest, recharge, and go back and do everything again, yeah? Don't ever give up. Remember what Morgana taught us? So, number 3, as I said, you don't have to go alone. You need to seek support from mentors or like-minded people. When I moved on to becoming an entrepreneur, I actually stepped out of my comfort zone. It was very difficult. I had difficulty to adjust because all my life was structured. Suddenly unstructured. I broke down, you know. Then thank God at that time I found this IBM, and out of so many courses that I've attended, this actually gave an impact in my life because it started me thinking. It started me giving more deeper reflection. During the course and all, we had activities. I cannot respond on the spot. It's like, you know, Dr. Anna says some of us cannot respond on the spot. I'm the kind that need to go back and reflect. So while people do homework, the whole night I'll be reflecting and then crying the next day. Yeah. So anyway, my point is you need to continue learning, get out of your comfort zone, and improve yourself from there. Okay. Then I also learned how to sell and communicate because all my life I've been doing is corporate work where I'm desk bound. I don't know how to sell, to be honest. Yeah. So whatever reports that I prepared were just for my directors and internal own use. I don't actually meet people outside. So now I have to learn how to meet people outside, and what I've learned so far has gave me a little more perspective, and I just need to apply it. So, what makes you successful? How many of you can identify or actually would like to be one of these people up there? Anybody?
Yes.
So, Alu, who would you like to follow?
I'm looking to be like Elon Musk, because just do your own thing, just ignore all the naysayers and the noises.
Do you know that Elon Musk actually had a very bad childhood, but yet he came out of it? Yeah, he just moved on, and I've also learned a lot from watching social network about Mark Zuckerberg. Some of you may be already an entrepreneur during your college days. Yeah. So it's good because different generation have different thinking and abilities. My son knows how to use the phone even better than me. So, not the smartest or the luckiest, but the most adaptable, because these people are those that actually bounce back from failure. They embrace change and they seek feedback and help from others. So don't be afraid to seek help from others. After all, we are all human beings, right? So what this means for you? Number one, if you are entering the workforce, you need to think like a business owner. Why? Because you need to cultivate a growth mindset. Okay? Number two, if you want to start a business, trust your gut, even if it's scary. Keep fail learning to succeed. Seek help from the experts if necessary. Means no matter what, do it lah. And if you're unsure, go back. Start with your why, because that will keep you going when it's hard. So the key takeaways, number one, start with your why, because success begins with you. If you can't manage yourself, you cannot lead your team or to move on from there. Number two, you may have this idea, but if you don't do anything about it, nothing happens. So you need to execute to make your ideas work. Test it out. It's not what you think, but what you do that counts. And thirdly, be adaptable. Keep learning, keep adapting, keep adjusting, stay flexible, and then know that change is your superpower. Success is a journey, not a destination. So with this, thank you for listening. You can connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Penny and Angeline. And I would like you to remain on the stage. And I would like to invite Mr. Tay to the stage